Hello and welcome to my YouTube video today. My name is Milka. I am a Kenyan who is currently living in Canada in Burnaby, which is in a province called British Columbia. So if you want to know anything regarding like life of an immigrant living in Canada, like from Kenya to Canada, I am a mom of two boys who are as of now 6 and 8. So I can tell you all the challenges of, I don't know if this mic is working. Yeah. So I'll tell you all the challenges of a mom, an immigrant mom who is living in Canada without family. So you don't have that help around you. So right now I'm going to cook lunch for my family. And yeah, come with me. So what I'm having today, I have kale here. I don't know, this kale is purple. Actually, I got it from my friend's garden. His name is Peter and he's also Kenyan. So what happens is he has like a lot of it and he told me you can go and pick. So we picked so many bags and once we pick it, we cut it so that when it's time to cook, it just like, it's already prepared. So I'm going to cook kale, I'm going to cook ugali, I'm going to cook marorano. I don't know if this milk is good. Yeah. So this milk is like, I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Let me see. This is like milk. We call it marorano, but it's good. It has probiotics, which is good for your stomach. And I'm also going to cook omena. So I'm going to get my omena here. So this is what we call omena. My friend Fred brought it for me from Kenya. I wouldn't know how you call this in English. So they come from Lake Victoria and they're, I think, washed and dried and deep fried. This is really good to even eat it without frying it. So I'm going to put some onions on it. I'm going to put some tomatoes, and I love to put coconut cream in my omena. And with the kale, I'll just put onions. My husband opened for me the corn meal. So every time I hear people asking me, oh, so do you miss Kenyan food? No, I actually have a kitchen garden where I put some vegetables like spider leaves. That is called saga. We have managu. I don't know how to call those in how they're called in English. But yeah, if you're Kenyan, you understand me, especially if you're Kisi or from the lake. So I'm going to have my pot here. So I'm going to use this small pot to make ugali. And this one will use it to make the other stew. Yeah. So first I'll bring my onions and tomatoes to cut here. So it's about 11:50 here, or 12. I actually need to go for my lunch break. I'm at work. Yeah, I've actually taken my lunch break. So these are the onions. I'm going to get those are tomatoes. I'm going to get the onions. I love onions, so I'm going to use a lot of it in my cooking today. So these are the onions. I don't know if this is fit well, yeah. I'm gonna get my knives here. I like using so much onion, so let me adjust the camera here to focus on the onions and me cutting. Yeah. So we just cut. Oh wow. Why is this? Actually this is bad. Let's see this one. Okay, this one doesn't seem bad. We bought these onions and then we went for vacation some few weeks ago. So probably that's why you can see some of them are not looking good. But yeah. So the kids are still home for summer, and they will soon open school in the next 1 week. And yeah, so I'm gonna cut. So I will start with frying the omena, or the fish, the little fish, because that's the one that takes long. And then while it fries, I will make the ugali, and then last we will do the vegetables, because you don't want them to overcook. I'm not chef, honestly, so I just cook normal food, so don't expect like chef treatment here. So I'll go ahead and put this here on the pot. Next, I'm gonna make the tomatoes. I'm gonna wash them quickly. I'm used to cutting tomatoes using my hands. I know some people cut it on the board, but yeah. Even the kale, actually, I just started cutting kale on the board recently, because initially I would cut kale with my hands. That's how I grew up. And yeah, you'd cut it very thinly, because that's a measure of how I used to be like, if you can cut well, if you can cook well, that makes you, I don't know, I don't want to go there. So yeah. So here, my water is already boiled, so we are ready to start cooking the ugali. Well, today's a little bit chilly outside, and I think starting today and for the next 1 week until like the next Saturday, so today is on a Thursday, it's going to be raining throughout. And that is what happens in BC. It rains a lot in British Columbia, Canada. And like other parts of Canada where sometimes it's very cold. Let me not say sometimes. I have not been in other provinces in Canada except for during, airport layovers. I've been to Quebec. I've had a layover at Calgary twice. Both times I had a layover at Calgary, it was raining badly, and also at Quebec it was raining as well. So I don't know, I can't speak for the other parts, but yes, I hear Canada is cold. I see in the weather app how like it gets cold on other parts of Canada. So we live here in BC. The weather here is mild. Trust me when I tell you the weather is just like Nairobi's weather. So don't, all the things you read about Canada online telling you like, oh, it's very cold. That's not true. Most people saying that have never been to all parts of Canada. Probably they've never even been to Canada. So take it from me, who lives here in BC. Since I came here in July 2023, I think July 29th, 2023, and I came as a student. So what happens is I came here and it was during summer. So that time the weather was good and I was so excited for the snow, honestly. So I remember when I would see the weather app, I look and it says it's going to snow. I would wait outside for the snow to come, but nothing. So eventually it did snow, and I remember I was walking outside and it was so nice, looking at the snow, because I always read about snow, saw it in movies. So that was the first time it snowed. That was 2023. And then 2024 it didn't, it snowed in 2024 January. And then in 2025 January it snowed. In 2026 January it didn't snow, so we had to go to the mountains to look for snow. So that's what happens. BC is a very beautiful province. And when I say it's beautiful, it is actually. There's so many mountains, there's so many outdoor activities to do. It's very convenient because you don't need a car really to live in BC. So I know when some people move to other countries, so I'm going to use this olive oil for cooking. So here I'm gonna put some drops. Let me get my camera and turn it around. Yeah. So this is my pot. I turned on the fire. Like I said, I'm no like serious cook. This is olive oil, so it doesn't matter. I'm not so sure. I don't measure with any cups or anything. And here we go in with my wooden spoon. If you're coming to Canada to live and you're Kenyan, please bring your wooden spoon to cook, because this is what they have as your wooden spoon for cooking. So when I came, I was lucky because I brought like the wooden spoon from Kenya. This one, it's fatter, so this is better. I'm gonna turn on the light here. Yeah, so this is better. This is a bit bigger. You can be able to what? So yeah, I was saying about snow, like when I came to Canada, and there was, the first snow was so good and then I came here alone first, and then later my family joined me. So I'll talk about it later maybe, and how my experience was moving to Canada. So as I said, I came as a student, and then after school, which took, ideally school was supposed to take 2 years, but it took 16 months, because I started in September of 2023 and I was done in December of 2024. So that's exactly 16 months. 16 months. And so when I was done with school, I was able to get a work permit, and shortly after, I got my permanent residence. So currently I am a permanent resident in Canada. Yeah, so cook with me here. So if you come here, you're wondering like, oh, like, can I be able to bring my food, or will I miss food from home? Yeah, for the first time, because before you know like where to get things, it can be hard. And when I came, it was hard because I didn't know anyone, and so I didn't even know like where to get a store, or like where to buy things, even the conversion of money, right? So that was really hard. But now I guess there's so many more Kenyans in BC, and when you come to BC, you always you'll be told like, where to get stuff. Okay, so what am I doing here today? I am cooking kale. I'm cooking, these are onions I'm frying right now. And I also have this pot I will use to make ugali. Ugali, if you don't know what ugali is Kenyan. It's a staple food. Just like you see, like Chinese have rice, or the Asian. I think all Asian countries, their main carb is rice. And even in Kenya, we do have rice. But we also have a lot of, like mostly we eat corn. So yeah, let's turn around the camera. So yeah, I was telling you about how I came to Canada. It took me, like my study permit was for 2 years. But then the 2 years really don't end when you come here as a student. So what happens is, just ensure that you finish, school as quickly as you can. And when you start, because rules keep changing right now, like everywhere in the world, there's always new things about immigration, and it can give you anxiety. It can even literally, the anxiety and all the changes that happen in your life, especially when you're moving, as an adult, they can give you like, they can even change your whole personality, right? So those are some of the things that, happen here, but you have to be patient. It all works out at the end. I have to put on the smoke or whatever to suck up the smoke so that we don't trip off the fire alarm. So what were the challenges when I came here at first? In Canada, I was so excited. I used to work at a bank in Kenya as a manager in UAT, that's ABSA Bank. I had worked in other organizations before I went to ABSA. So definitely this was, I left my job one time. I just decided I cannot, I just have to move. Maybe I'll do another video of why I decided to move and all that. But yeah, so I ended up leaving my job. And you come here, you're in a country, you thought maybe there's, a lot it has to offer. It does actually. Canada has a lot to offer. But it just depends. You have to be patient. You cannot come and expect that immediately things change for you. No. You have to be patient. You have to work hard. This is my 3rd year. We're still like, things are getting better every day. So my onion has turned brown. I'm putting in the tomatoes. It's a lot of heat. Putting in the tomatoes. And then next I will go in with salt. I use this salt from Costco. So you have to be careful, because when you buy this, when it's fried, the omena, it usually comes when it is already salted. So if you go in and put a lot of salt, it's not going to be okay. So I'm going to cover this. What I really don't like about this tomato that I got is it does not go like flat, or doesn't soften. So sometimes I have to go ahead and smash it, but I'm gonna cover it and let it be okay, cook or something. Yeah, so as I was saying, I came here and I was expecting, you come in with a lot of hopes, which is actually okay. The only thing is you should not lose that hope. That's what is important. So you come in and you think, oh, like now I've started life. And sometimes when you come in and your friends, remember I arrived here on a Saturday. By that week on Monday, I was receiving calls from friends, my colleagues, who thought I was crazy also to just leave everything we had in Kenya. And they were asking, hey, have you already gotten a job? And that's where the pressure begins. Because you just arrived, it's not even a week. You came to study and you're already starting to get these questions like, have you gotten a job? Oh, what? You have not gotten a job? That's crazy. I thought they say Canada, there's a lot of jobs. And every time you go online, I'm sure even if you Google, you'll see some content promoting Canada and how it has a lot of jobs. So people think you're crazy when you say you don't have a job yet. So that's what was happening to me in my case. So that's number one thing. And then at that point, that's when most of the time, most immigrants will begin cutting people off, because it's a lot of pressure on them. You are in Kenya, you left your life. In my case, we already had a home, we had children, we had stable jobs, and now even yourself, you're coming here, you're second guessing, and those pressures don't even help you, to be honest. So let me see, I had a message pop up in my screen. It's my phone probably. So you start second guessing yourself, and then you're thinking, did I make the right choice to come or to move? But don't worry, it's always like that. That's how you'll feel. Trust me, when you move, to a new country, you'll always ask yourself those questions. Was it worth moving it? Moving, from where you are to where you're going now. Those days will come. I remember some days I will just cry. And if people call to ask, how is everything? You're like, yeah, it's all good. I'm enjoying it. I love it. And, because you don't want to show them that you made the wrong choice or the wrong move. But it's not about that. It's just about patience. You cannot move to a new country and, be from 0 to 100 in a minute. It takes time. Good things take time. Good things take time to build. Let's just leave it there. Thank you, my dear. So that's what happens. I need to get some garlic to put in the omena. Yeah, so as I was saying, you'll get all that, you'll think again and again, wondering like if you made the right choices. But yes, you did. It will pay in the end. And I still believe that, it will still pay. So if God brought you this far, He will definitely take you through. I'm actually lost. What was I talking about? I don't know. This is very new to me. So probably let's just keep talking. Yeah, I finished school in September. I started school in September. And when I came, I was in IT. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be nice. So the first few classes in school, they'll be like, introduce yourself. And I will go ahead and say, hi, my name is Milka. I'm coming from Kenya. And actually, my language, like my English was really good compared to most people. Some people were coming. Most of my classmates, I was the only African in my class. So most of my classmates were coming from, they were coming from different backgrounds in terms of like work. And also, most of them were young. So when I started school here, I was, that was 2023. 2023, I was 29 years old. Yeah, I just turned 29 in Canada. My first birthday was just like a few months after I came here. So I'm in my class and I'm like one of the oldest. Like in my class, we're about 3 guys or 4 guys who had like families here. So everyone is young. They don't have like a lot of education, like a lot of work experience like I did. So when they say introduce yourself, I'm going all in and saying, hey, my name, and this is my name, and, telling all my career profile. I did statistics for my bachelor's degree, and I worked in IT, in a banking industry, in different industries. Little did I know what was waiting for me. So these guys are like, oh, I did biostatistics. And I'm like, or I did biology for my undergrad. I'm thinking, how you're doing bio? I'm going to cook you guys. So when school started and we started class, I'm still there. The first time I got a laptop is when I got, my first job is when I owned my own laptop. So I'm not quick with my laptop. When you're in class, like you're writing, you're typing as the teacher, right? Like, it speaks or teaches, the professor teaches. These guys are just like this, They're not even looking. And I'm here struggling to find where is my Q, where is my U, where is my, looking for the letters in your laptop. So at this point is when I begin to think that, what, I effed up and I'm about to find out. So in class, first of all, I came and I had to buy a new laptop here. And I would advise just buy your laptop here in Canada. Why? Because when you come, and you don't have, as a student, you come and you bring like your own laptop from Kenya. They probably, even the charges, like the charging in Kenya system is different. Let me show you actually. So this is how our charging system looks. And in Kenya, it's like a big one, So when you come here and you bring your laptops from Kenya, there's nothing wrong with the laptop, but it will have like overheating, battery issues and all that. That's beside the point. So what am I saying? I come in class, people are going like with their laptops so fast. I had asked my friend Brian to recommend me a laptop, and he told me, oh, buy a MacBook, get a MacBook. So I'm here thinking, oh, MacBook. So anyway, I went in and bought a MacBook. I had some budget for buying a laptop at about $1,000, but the MacBook ended up being about $2,500. And we're like, oh, MacBook Pro. I bought more space in it, like 1 TB and all that. So the choice of a laptop was good. But having never used the Mac or that OS, that operating system, is different. So I'm in class here. I'm starting to learn how to use a MacBook. I don't even know how to take a screenshot. I don't even know how to get my fingers to work on that touchpad of MacBook. And you're going to class. Things are moving so fast. I don't understand even the accents of these teachers. Most of the teachers were coming from Vietnam and all. So they are speaking and they are shouting. And you're thinking, what is this? Where am I here? So we continue, like, okay, I'm like, stay positive. You're a mom of 2 kids who are depending on you. Like, all the family's fate depends on me. So there's no room for giving up, my dear. I have to get on with life. Luckily, as I said, I have this friend of ours who was in the same program, but he was 1 year ahead, no, 1 semester actually ahead. So I'll call him and say, hey, this unit, and he'll give me all his notes from this last semester and the exams. So we'll go through the exams, and then those professors, they set exams from the same thing. So this is a trick. If you're coming to Canada as a student, get a person who's in front of you in class. Use their notes. Ask for questions. It doesn't have to be necessarily the same question, but if it's the same professor teaching, most likely they'll give the same questions, and so you'll have had time to revise it. Remember, you have to make the time difference between Vancouver and Canada during fall. Yeah, during that time it's like 10 hours. Kenya is 10 hours ahead of us. So when my kids want to speak to me, I'm in class. When I want to speak to them, they're in school or they're sleeping. So that's another problem here we have. And then you have to look for a job. Obviously, now because of the time constraints, you're not able to talk to your friends as much as you'd want to, So now that goes problem number 1. Oh, I put in the tomatoes, and then now I put in the fish. So once I mix it up, I'm not sure whether to put it all. Yeah, let's put it all. Actually, it tastes better when it sleeps overnight, this food. It's all over, but I do have some other 2 packages. Shout out to my friend, to our family friend Fred, for bringing us all this from Kenya. And you see how they're so crunchy, they're so good. So that's how it looks. Please, my friends, if I'm not cooking according to how you're used, I'm not chef. I just cook normal food that family eats. Okay. So back to me coming now to school. And now you remember when I had started and I was here telling people how I'm a statistician, and I'm thinking, these guys who did biology, like, what can they tell me? Yeah? Because in Kenya, you do a whole statistics program and you don't have a laptop. Can you believe how crazy that is? I remember, like, we'd go to the lab during like lessons like R. If you're a statistician, you'll understand what R is. It's kind of like a statistical analytical tool. It's not more of coding, but just doing analysis. But yeah, you need to write some code, yes, of course. So I go in when I was in school, I went to Technical University of Kenya. I hope things have changed. But when we used to have like a lab lesson, which was 1 hour, and in the lab there would be like 10 computers, and in the class is about 50 students. So per computer, per desktop, is 5 people. And remember, the lesson is 1 hour only. So by the time you're done with your class, you didn't even get an opportunity to touch the laptop. And you know, schools in Kenya, I think in Kenya we really focus a lot on our undergraduate, like on the lower classes, but don't focus mainly on the graduate programs. I think that is a problem, because if you ask me, like here, kids are relaxed when they are in elementary school and high school. Maybe it starts getting a lot of pressure, but in college, that's where things now start getting intense. And that's why these people who did degrees in biology are very tech savvy. They can like do all this stuff very fast compared to me. Hey, so that's number one. That's now starts becoming a problem in school. I'm gonna go in with the coconut milk. So this is the coconut. It's called organic. Let's see. It's called organic coconut milk. That's what I use. It really tastes good, and I don't know if it's an acquired taste. I never used to use coconut milk a lot, but nowadays I think I use it so much. So, unfortunately, I put on some nails, which I'm not used to. This was the first time to do my nails because I was going on vacation. So now cooking has become a problem. Yeah, I managed to do it. So you just press on like this. This is how you do it. Press it forward and then pull it back. And there goes your coconut milk. Doesn't look so good, but that's what it is. Okay, it tastes better, trust me. So let's pour it in. Oh, I splashed it on myself. I'm very clumsy actually. And I know it, so. There we go, with my omena. It might not look good, but it tastes good. Have you ever, when we're in Kenya and someone will go to church and they'll sing, like, listen to the music. Just listen to the words, don't listen to the voice, yeah. So guys, listen to the taste, not the look of it. It looks better than it definitely tastes. So this is where I go in with my garlic now. So this is the garlic that I had pre-cut. I'm gonna put it now and put it in there. So yeah, now we're in school. I've started my PDD in data analytics program. I have young classmates, very tech savvy. It's my first encounter. Like when I was in Kenya, I used to work in UAT, like more software testing. So when you're testing software, you don't really need to code, because I was a manual software tester. And sometimes I'll be like, when at my careers in Kenya, I was like a manager. So your work will be to do reports, to follow up on testers. So not so much computer, things. But at this point, things now are getting so bad for me. Things were starting to move so bad. And remember, it's September. At that point, when I came in, I started doing cleaning jobs. So my first gig was working as, cleaning someone's house. It was a Filipina woman who had just given birth. And her husband is a construction worker. Let me tell you, construction workers here, they earn well. It's not like Kenya when you think someone is construction, like you think foreman, mjengo, such things that we make jokes on in Kenya. We'll go on and put some spice here. I have some Rico from Kenya. It's probably, I don't like so much of it, but we'll put here. I want to put some in to clean up this bottom. So, it a slap. It a slap means it's gonna taste so good. Okay. So we put all the coconut and all the thing here. So I'm gonna give it a mix. I still need to cut some more onions. So you might ask me, what was the name of my school? My school's name was Langara College. And let me tell you, when you go to a public college or university in Canada, be prepared to cry. Especially if you're coming like from a country where, when in school, in campus, it's all like, partying, going for stories. Oh, this tastes so good. Yeah. So we're going to leave it. I'm going to cover it. Show you first how it looks. This is how it looks now. So I'm gonna let it simmer, put down the heat, the fire. I don't know how we say fire. So my school is Langara College, and I was doing a PDD in data analytics. Okay, had my oh, sorry, I left you. Yeah. So here we are. Sorry I left you for a minute there, but yeah, this is how it looks like. It smells more like coconut than the coconut smell. If you don't know it, forget about it. So here's my water. I'm going to put the water here. Turn on the heat. Oh no, actually I'm gonna use this heat because the other heat is too big. So we'll simmer it in the smaller heat on low so that all the soup is not going. And I'll go ahead and put some water here to make ugali. I already boiled my water in the kettle. As I make ugali, first of all, I have to go and get some more onions. So here we go for the onions. I don't know, my kids no longer like ugali like they used to. When they first came here, anything they wanted was just ugali. What do you want to eat? Ugali. Because that's all they knew. And then now, they don't want ugali. They want to eat things like pizza, lasagna, things that their mom have to Google the recipe before I can cook. And remember, I'm a busy mother here. There's no one to help me. So those things are really a lot of hard work. Yeah. Or you can buy them at Costco ready-made. So that's one thing also. So as I was saying, now I'm at Langara College, my first year program. And you know what? So this time when I started school, like AI had increased. When I was in Kenya, I never used ChatGPT. It was just ignorance on my part. It's not like Kenyans don't have like AI or anything. But when I was in Kenya, that's 2023, I had never used ChatGPT. I remember I used to have friends, some friends there, and they will talk about how they ask AI everything. And my mind was like, AI is so bad. So we're going into class. We're given an assignment. I have to read the whole textbook, how to code, how to do what, like simple codes, start Googling it. And I'm wondering, how are these kids understanding these things so fast? And I'm starting to question myself, like, am I so stupid or what? And then we got this group of friends of mine who told me, ask chat. I'm like, what is chat? Ask chat. And then I'm like, what's chat? So, you don't want to look so silly. So you wait until you see they're asking chat. So I find out, ChatGPT. I paid for the premium version. I'm telling you, from there, I went on to become a coder. Let me tell you, it was so, thank God for AI, because I don't know how people used to code initially. I really don't know. But it did help a lot. I was working here. My first gig was with my roommate. So I had a roommate when I came to Canada. So my roommate, she's a 62-year-old lady. And she was a chef. Speaking about chef at White Spot. So the fridge, I'm new. I don't have money at that point. All the money I'm supposed to get is supposed to go towards my rent. So my husband is paying the school fees, but I have to take care of rent and food. You have to work, girl. There's nothing here. So I start working. The girl here, My first gig is washing the house of this Filipina lady. She has a newborn and she has another 2-year-old son. I'm telling you, having a child in Canada is not for the easy. It's not for the weak, not for the easy, for the weak. So this roommate of mine, she was Filipina herself, but she had Filipina Canadian. As I told you, she's 60 years old. So she connected me with this Filipina friend of ours, and there I went washing. You know, you said, can you do cleaning? Yes, I can do any job. You know, when you are in Kenya, like if I take the plane, even if it's to wash the toilets, I will wash them. Huh? So they're asking me, have you ever cleaned? My girl here, I had a nanny who would, do the cleaning in Kenya. I wasn't doing much work because I used to work 2 jobs while I was in Kenya, and I had the kids. So we had a nanny who would do cleaning. But because you're in a new country, different rules. So I'm here, I have to clean. And remember, in Kenya, we used to cleaning supplies like Jik, Omo, or Sunlight. Here, you go and it's new names that you've never seen. So they tell you, come with your cleaning supplies. So I went to the dollar store, which is like the cheapest store. And your girl here got herself some supplies. And it was so funny because I didn't know what to use. So I remember I put on a navy blue t-shirt going for this cleaning gig. And I went into the bathroom. I'm spraying, like I'm trying to read. As I spray around, I'm almost dying because I'm closing the bathroom and there's all these chemicals going around you. Hey, you can suffocate, I'm telling you. It's a concoction because I mixed every cleaning product. I'm trying to clean the bathroom mirror. I can still see like some smudges, like I can still see the way, like, how you cleaned up with the kitamba. Hey, my friend, you need to learn these skills. I mean, you can't even learn, because where you are in Kenya, it's not like you have those products or those supplies. So you have to learn. And that's what I'm telling you. Being an immigrant can be hard. So that was my first job. I do it and they pay me $20 per hour. $20 per hour, I'm like, oh, this is so good. And I did for 5 hours because, my dear, here, your girl was busy, like, spraying those things, almost dying from the concoctions she's made. So, I need to go shortly and respond to my meeting or go for my lunch break. Okay, I guess I'm gonna stop this video here because I need to work on something. I'll come back with another video. Okay. Oh, how do I stop it? Hi again, my name is Milka. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So here I am cooking ugali. Ugali is like a meal made out of corn. It's the main starch that we have in Kenya. There's other things we cook like chapati. What else do we cook? Rice, but mostly it is this. So here I am adding the unga, adding the flour. And here is, I'm gonna make some kale. Here the kale is already cut, and so it's just to cook it. And then so the ugali. So as I was saying in my initial video, that I came to Canada as a student, and I was telling you about my first job and how my very first job was working as a cleaner. just cleaning someone's home. This woman was a Filipino woman. She had just had a newborn baby, and she had another child who was older, a toddler, probably 2 or 3 years. I don't know, because I didn't talk to him much. And so yeah, I was looking very African there. The first payment was $20 per hour. And when I say $20 per hour, I worked for 5 hours. So that day I went home with $100, which was very good money for me at that time. Yeah. So the next time was to... So I worked that job like 2 times. The problem with cleaning jobs is not like you'll do it every day. Okay? So you work today, and then the next time they call you back is like after maybe a week, because this is someone's house. It's not like it's a place where you you do anyway. So I went there. I worked. It was also hard for me because I didn't know most of these products I was going to be using. What's happening there? So I didn't know most of these products that I was supposed to use. So what happened is, it was tough. It was tough, just to say the least. So my next job was, when school started in September, I started going around Vancouver with my friends. So we went to the school library, printed out like so many CVs, and in each CV you have a CV for a waiter, you have a CV for a dishwasher, you have a CV for everything. So as I go to this job, it was 2 of us or 3 of us. The rest of those did not speak English. The rest of us could not speak the others could not speak very good English. The rest of us could not speak like good the others could not speak like good English. So I went in there to one of those fine dining places in Yaletown in Vancouver. And when I got there, I asked, like, is there a job here that you can give me? And they said, oh, yeah. I told them I can be a waiter. Obviously, in my life, never been a waiter. But in this point, you're going to do anything that can bring the money in. So I said, yeah, I can be a waiter. And then when we get there, no, don't play with my laptop. Get out of my office. Yes. Both of you. Go, put on clothes and go play outside. Change your clothes. Yeah, go and play outside. No, not with that laptop. No. Put it back. No. The answer is no. Go and play outside. So I go into this restaurant. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. But I go to this restaurant and they say, oh, we don't have a job as a waiter. We just hired last week. But we have a job as a dishwasher. Can you do it? And I'm like, yeah, I can do dishes. I'm like, I've been washing dishes, so many dishes in funerals and in weddings. Yes? How come you ride a bicycle? Jerome, you really want to make me angry. I said bicycle. If you want to, you ride a bicycle, but you have to ride in the backyard. And change your clothes. Don't start doing that. So we end up going, and they said, oh, there's a job as a dishwasher. So I said, I can wash dishes. Like I'm an African girl. I've washed dishes all my life. And here you're going to be using a machine, a dishwasher. I'd never seen a dishwasher in my life before, by the way. So that was the first time. And they said it's industrial dishwasher. So we get the next day, say, when can you start? It was on a Friday. So I said, because I'm Seventh-day Adventist, I said, I cannot work Saturdays. I can come any day, Sunday to Friday. So he said, okay, I will see you on Sunday at 7 a.m. Your girl here at that point, I never ever, I was not a morning person. Usually I'm a night owl. So I go in and do and report to work on Sunday. And when you go, the first thing they show me, this is the dishwasher, this is what is expected of you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I can do this. It's 7. Remember, I didn't have time to eat at home. Plus, I didn't even have that food at home. So you go in here, you're expected to work, and it's in a fine dining restaurant. So I start work, it's slow in the morning. They tell you this is what to do. There's some guys from Nepal who work this job as well. It's a family. They're in the kitchen. Some of them are students as well. And then their parents. I didn't even know the dynamics because we didn't talk so much. But what happened is these guys explained to me the job. Once they explained to me the job, they're like, you'll understand as it goes by. By about 8 a.m. the dishes are coming in because they were serving breakfast. So all the breakfast dishes, and now my stomach is starting to complain because I had not had dinner the previous day, and then it's morning, I did not have breakfast. The only mistake I made at some point is to look at the watch, and it was 15. From that time, every time I look at the watch, it's 11:16, it's 11:17, 11. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I start, once the chefs give you the plates or the pans from the kitchen, they'll shout like hot. So you know that this is going to be hot, and be careful. So then what happens in this case is now I'm like looking at whatever is left. I remember they had cooked some fish in one of the pans and it had stuck there, so I remove it and eat it. And this chef saw me eating it and he said, hey, do you want me to make you something? Do you eat a burger? And I said yes. So he gave me, but there is no stopping you. Even if you're eating, you have to keep working. Oh my God, I put in so much salt. Anyway, it is what it is. The other thing doesn't have salt. This is it. This is the kale. This is the omena, and this is the ugali. So we are good to go. I'm gonna make some milk to put in for the macaroni. I'm gonna do a quick rinse here. Huh? Oh, iko sawa? So nisiongeze? Okay, perfect. That's good. My husband said you already put milk in the marorano, so we don't need to. And that is how our lunch is ready. So then what happens is by this time now I'm getting so tired. I didn't have the right shoes on. Mind you, since I started working at 7 a.m., you've not moved. You're just like on that place standing. Like at this time I was just feeling like I'm gonna cry. I asked, can I go to the washroom? And they say you have to be quick because when you come back, the dishes will be piled up. And pile up they did. When I came back, so much dishes in there. Yeah, that was just like something else, to be honest. But I told my husband I cannot do this job again, and that's how I quit my first job in Canada. When it was time to go home at 3 p.m., I removed my shoes and I was walking barefoot. Trust me, people around me were thinking this girl is crazy, but I was walking barefoot. Yeah. So this is our lunch. It's ready. It's ugali, as I said, and kale and that. So I'm gonna put it here on the table, and I'm gonna serve my husband. Boys, come and eat. Okay, I'm gonna serve you. Okay, I made ugali. Yeah, they're shouting no. Yeah, you're gonna have ugali. Huh? Yeah, you come. After you come, you'll have some ugali. So these boys do not want anything to do with ugali, but they have to eat it, right? So I'm gonna serve them kale. They wouldn't want a lot, so I'm going to remove some here. There, some kale for the boys, and then some for my husband and myself. So this is for my husband, and this is for myself. So it's time to serve this. I think I need a bit better spoon. Not sure if it's going to be seen, but this is it. This is it. So this is how it looks. Some kale. This is kale. I'm gonna put some. So we have that. In here. So everyone has their share. This is for my son, for my husband, and mine. And that is how we're gonna have our dinner. Let me put it on the table. Mine and for the kids. Nikuwekee maziwa, babe? I'm coming and I'm gonna serve some milk for us adults to drink. Because these boys do not want milk. So I told you only the makombi here is so good, guys. Like this is how the milk, the Kenyan milk is. Just a moment. And then I'm serving it for my husband here. And then I'll serve mine. Oh, I'll serve mine. I'll add it. Okay.
Boys, come. Nitawachapa.
Here. And this is the ugali, and this is how we eat it. So, thank you. We're gonna pray and eat. Bye-bye. Turn this off.